Good morning and welcome to Fort Seller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful Thursday yesterday. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, March 26, 2021. It is a day one. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to participate in the Mindful Minute. It's good for your mind, it's good for your heart, and it's good for your body. And, it's so strange in some ways where just paying attention to our breathing and noticing what is around us and what is inside of us can actually be good for our bodies. But it is. And how cool is it? You don't even really have to get up and run around. You can just sit and notice. And it's good for your brain, it's good for your body. So, anyways, let's go ahead and begin. I am going to teach a new breathing technique today. It's actually from one of our first graders. But before we get to that, let's just simply notice our body. Notice how that chair is holding you up. And then as you look around, focus in on something. I used to say something interesting, but it doesn't even have to be interesting. Just notice it. Notice its shape. Notice its colors, its brightness, its darkness. Does it create a shadow? How does it fit in with, say, the rest of the scenery? Think about that. And then using your nose, take a breath in and notice the smells in your environment. And breathe out. And think about what you noticed with your nose. And then with your ears, pause, observe, and notice what sounds are you hearing that you didn't hear before. Some of you guys who were in PE with me a few days ago when we practiced this, there were all sorts of different sounds that you noticed when you finally started paying attention. What about now? And then with your skin, what do you feel with your clothing and the textures and the temperature? Now with the breathing technique today, it's called the plane method, and I'm assuming it's because the hand is acting like a plane wing as it flaps up and down. And as you breathe in, you're lifting, and as you breathe out, you're sinking down. Okay? And I'm going to demonstrate that today. You may have your own breathing technique. Go ahead and use that. Or you may have a breathing technique that we've taught that you really like. You can use that as well. All right, let's settle our body. Take your first breath in. And take a breath out. And as you breathe out, you're lowering your hands. You're giving your chest permission to relax and sink. Breathe in, filling your belly full of that air like a balloon. And as you breathe out, allow your body to settle into your chair. Notice how that chair holds you up. Breathe in and out. As you breathe out, do so as slowly and intentionally as you can. And when you're in the rhythm, go ahead and begin to notice what's within your body, starting with all 10 toes. And breathe out. Notice your feet, your heels, your ankles, the lower part of your legs and your knees as you creep up. Breathe in. Turn your spotlight onto your hips and your lower back. Notice how your different parts of your body feel. And as you breathe out, notice your back and your shoulders as they relax. Breathe in and notice a flow of that air going in through your nose, into your belly. Put a spotlight on your belly. And as you breathe out, notice your chest. Notice your arms and elbows and wrists and hands, both of them. Breathe in. Notice your neck. Notice your head. Breathe out again. And finally, as you dig deeper, notice what feelings you've brought to school today. Breathe in. Sit with those feelings, identify them. Don't worry about why you feel angry, why you feel sad or frustrated. None of that matters. Just simply that you notice that you may be happy or sad or angry. Breathe in. And be kind to yourself and offer gratitude for those feelings to come in and share with you what they need to tell you. Go ahead and breathe out. and in due time they will move on. Now, in a moment, you'll hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter, and when you can't hear it anymore, you may then open your eyes and awaken to the world that is around you. Welcome to a new day right here at the fort, where you're loved, where you are cared for, and where we want you to succeed. Now, whether you have a great day or not is ultimately your choice. So choose wisely, work at it, and yes, enjoy the rewards. At this moment, please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. I want to thank you for joining me in the Mindful Minute. It's a good way to, again, get yourself ready. Ready being one of our 3Bs. Ready to learn. Ready to be excited about learning. Ready to walk in the hallway and go to the cafeteria. Ready to eat. Ready to ride the bus in the correct and respectful fashion. And yes, being respectful is another one of our 3Bs. You want to be respectful even when nobody else is looking. That's integrity. Respect means you have to give it to other people so that they can feel invited to give you that respect back. You know how it feels great to be respected. Offer that same great feeling back to your friends and back to your teachers. Be a hero in them. Be responsible in taking care of them. And yes, being responsible is our 3B. Be responsible. Show that you are going to take care of yourself. You're going to be responsible with your hands and your feet. You're going to use control with the words that come out of your mouth. You know, despite whatever feelings you might have, you may have any number of feelings, but how you express them, whether you're going to use bad words or words that are helpful, is up to you. And I know for a fact that sometimes you hear other kids not being responsible, sometimes not even being responsible with their language. This is when you have to decide, are you going to follow them or are you going to stay responsible? It takes great strength, great grit, and great courage to stay responsible even when you see other people not being respectful, not being responsible. So I want to challenge you to follow the 3Bs and don't fall into the trap of other people who might for a moment be making the poor choices. Now, don't forget, in March, we are focusing on the character trait of integrity, that is doing the right thing even when nobody else is looking. We're going to have a PBIS assembly later this afternoon. Certainly, if you are in the PM kindergarten as well as in first and second grade and special programs, we'll talk about integrity, but we'll also talk about our new character trait for the month of April because we are almost there. Now, before I sign off, I want you to hear it if you haven't heard it from anybody else, somebody on this world, Mr. Lin, and no doubt your teachers as well. I love you. We love you. We want you to hear that. And also, on top of that, I like you just the way you are. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday.